Fine. Hey guys, good morning everyone. I'm audible online. Good morning guys, I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you for responding. Guys, first of all, I would like to ask, sorry for delaying the class for these many days. I was stuck for some personal reasons, so because of which I couldn't take the classes. But from now onwards, I'll be regular. All the topics which have been delayed, I will cover as soon as possible and will proceed. Okay, thank you for your cooperation. So let's just proceed. So in the last class, as you were saying, we were doing a looping statement. So in which for loop we have completed, while loop we have completed, do while completed or still we were doing? Okay. So let's proceed with the syntax of the do while. Okay. Let's proceed with the syntax with the do while loop. Okay. Now the syntax looks something like this. Okay, that is first do will come here and the bracket will open here and until here as while of condition. While of condition. Particularity. So when compared to the while loop, see guys, while loop, the syntax looks something like this. While of condition, okay, and the body. So this is what the difference between while and do. Now, if you see properly here, in the while loop, first what will happen? Control will come to the while loop here. Condition will be checked first. Once the condition is checked and it returns the true value, it will come inside a while loop and it will execute the model. But here, irrespective of checking any condition, control will come here and the body will be executed at least once. At least once. Whether condition is true or not, it will check at least once. If the condition is true, then what will happen? It will loop again. Okay? If the condition is false, it will come out. Particularly difference between while loop and do while. First condition is checked, condition is true, then the body will be executed. Here, first body will be executed at least once. Next condition is true, it will loop, otherwise it will come. First difference. Second difference is that in the while loop, nowhere in the syntax will make use of a semicolon. Nowhere semicolon. But in the do while loop, after the condition, mentioning semicolon is very important. Okay? Without the semicolon, it will throw you a syntax. Second difference. One more difference is that you can give the syntax of both the program. Because this question they have asked in an interview, what is the difference between while loop and do while? First one, condition, here no condition. At least once it will execute. Next is no semicolon, and here semicolon, and next is the one syntax, one example. Particularity about what, how does it do while looks like. For an example, now example, what we can do, you can do many programs, all the programs which are done in the while loop, you can do. Now let me take example of printing 1 to 10 loop. Okay, so what I do here, I tell initialize in I is equal to 0, or let me take as 1, and until here as 2, until here as system dot out dot to println I value and increment I value and until here as while I value is less than or equal to 10. That's it. So what will happen here? Control will come here. Initially, I value will be 1 and it will come here, it will print I. So what is the output? 1 will be printed and I value will be incremented by 1. So I value will become 2 and it will come and check here. Is 2 less than or equal to 10 now? Yes, again what will happen? It will 2 means it will come and 2 once again and what will happen? It will print I. So what is I value now? 2. Again, I value will be incremented. I value will become 3. So it will check is 3 less than 10. True, it will come here. It will print the I value 3. Again, I value will be incremented. Same thing, it will go up to 10. Clear? Rishi, समझ आ रहा है? Online students, is it understanding? Online, please to respond. Guys, am I audible online students?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, guys. So I believe you understood how does a do while loop work. Just copy this one. I'll give you one more example. Make it fast. Do you guys want me to execute this one? No, right? Simple, you can understand. Completed? Okay. Now write down the question as write a program to print hello world. Write a program to print hello world. Print hello world using do while loop. Using do while loop. Using do while loop until using do while loop until user says no. Until user says no. Until user says no. Okay. So what is the program says here? He wants to print hello world again and again until unless the user says no. Now in every loop, I'll ask the value. Okay, do you want to print once again? If user tell yes, then he has to loop once again. If user tells no, it will come. Program is clear, simple. So let's write a program for this one. I'll tell here as simple. I'll tell as class main. Okay, inside this one, public static void main. Okay, now I'll create object of a scanner. I'll tell new scanner. Okay, I'll tell system dot in. Okay, I'll tell reference of is scan, which is of type scan. Clear? Okay. Well, ask the what I'll do. I'll freeze the do and do. I'll tell system dot until SOP until system dot out dot println. Then I'll tell as something called hello world. That is what I want to print here. Now I want to write a condition. I need to collect a value from the user that he wants to loop once again on. To do that, we have a scanner class. So I'll give a prompt message for the user. I'll tell system.out.println. I'll tell, or do you want to print more? Okay. So what I'll do, user will tell yes or no. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll collect that value. I can do it in two ways. I'll write both the ways. Just look at here. I'll tell here as strings str is equals to scan dot next. Okay, next thing. Now here, okay, I'll show that. Then we will last. Until str dot equals. I'll tell as yes. Okay, and I'll close it. So what is happening here? Control will come inside the main method and it will print hello world at least once. Okay, so it will print a hello world at least once and control will come here. Again, it is asking, do you want to print more? One more message is coming. The user will type yes or no. Assume that user has typed yes here. Okay. Now this yes will come and show in this str value. Now condition it will check. Is yes dot equals yes sir. This equals method in depth I'll teach you when I take the string concept. Right now, what does it will do? The equals method is going to check the content of both the string. One is str, one is this s. Now in str, yes is there. Now tell me, is yes equal to yes? Then what will happen? It will return you a boolean value as true. If not matching, then what will happen? It will return you false. Now both the things are matching. Then what will happen? It will return true. It will come and it will loop the string. Clear? So what will happen? Until unless user will tell no, it will keep on looping up. Yes or no? Here one problem is there. What is that problem here is, now if you see this one, str value I have created within this bracket. Yes or no? Now I'm trying to access this variable beyond its bracket. So error will be. Got the clarity? Saying that this str value cannot be accessed here. Now to solve this, two different ways. One, I can do the declaration here, initialization here, I can use it here. Otherwise, directly the declaration initialization can be done. Which one you want me to do? Directly doing here, shall I show you? Yes or no? Declare above. Okay. I'll tell here as string str is equals to empty. Okay, empty string. Then what I'll do? I'll remove the string declaration. Now initially str what is there? Empty is there. Now whatever is user has given that collect and store here. Now if declaration is beyond the bracket, I can access that here also, beyond this also. Then what will happen? It will work as expected. That's it. Understanding? What will happen? If user tell yes, it will store here, it will check is equal to yes or true. Then it will come here and it will print hello world once again. It will ask again user, do you want to print yes? Again it will do. If user tells no, then what will happen? No dot equals to yes. Is it matching? No, right? It will return false. So this will print hello world again and again until user says no. Got the clarity? Now you might ask, sir, same thing is happening in every loop, but what is the speciality of this do while loop? Speciality is that at least once the program will be executed. Now in real-time application, where do we see such kind of programs? In real-life application, where do we require such kind of a requirement or logic? Can you tell me? In real life. You have never seen such logic. You have seen, but you don't know whether that same logic is being implemented. If I take an example of ATM machine, as soon as you log in, you put your card. What will happen? Menu will come. Menu, that is, you want to withdraw, check balance, change the PIN. Yes, so many options. It does not mean that every time you have to do the transaction, simply just put the card. Oh, my card is working. You come back. It doesn't mean that. Means what is happening? The displaying menu is at least working once. Okay, you put a card, do a transaction, and what will happen? Do you want to do more transaction? Yes. Once again, menu is displayed. Again, do some transaction. Once again, do you want to do more transaction? Once again, displayed. Means at least once the what is that menu is getting displayed. So do I look there? Understanding? Now in the future we will write some programs, okay, where what we'll do, we'll ask the user, do you want to do menu driven program? For an example, what will happen? We'll give you 4 menu, that is 1 to perform this operation, 1 to perform this operation, 1 to 5 to exit, and 6 to repeat again. If you tell 6, what will happen? At least it will be repeated once again. Example, one more. If you take Zomato and Flipkart, what is happening? As soon as you log in, all the things will be displayed. Once you order a food, it will ask, okay, it will give you craving, ice cream. Once ice cream, okay, dessert again. And like this, what will happen? It is keep on recurring until unless user get tired and he logs out of the application. Got the clarity? So at least once the logic has to be executed at the places we can use a do while loop. Got the clarity? Copy. We completed the condition statements, right? ठीक है? If condition, else condition सब देख लिया ना, हो गया ना? है ना? Only I'm the one who is feeling not the emails are also. You got adjusted to this amount. I'll take that. So mine will be done. Done. You want few more example? I believe you understood, right? Syntax. Now you can do any kind of programming in the do while. Clear? बोलो यार, क्या हो गया? आदत नहीं है, छूट गई यार, छूट गई। प्रोग्रामिंग क्लास में कुछ बोलते नहीं हो, क्या बोलते हैं? सर धीरे पढ़ो, धीरे पढ़ो। Okay. Let's proceed to the next concept. I believe looping statement. The difference between while and do while, right? Okay. You write by your own or you want me to dictate? Written up. मुझे बोलना है क्या? Write down the difference means below while loop. While loop के नीचे लिखना कि first condition will be checked. First condition will be checked. And first condition will be checked and body will be executed. Body will be executed only when body will be executed only when condition returns true value. The body will be executed when condition returns true value. True value. Next, under below true value, write down the first point as this. Irrespective of the condition, irrespective of the condition, irrespective of the condition, body will be executed. Irrespective of condition, body will be executed at least once. Done. Second point you write down under while loop. You write down in the while loop syntax. In the while loop syntax, no semicolon is allowed. The while loop syntax, no semicolon is allowed. Next, under do while you write down the do while after condition after condition, we need to compulsorily mention semicolon. Need to compulsorily mention semicolon. Third point, you just write as a syntax. Okay. Now you don't write, just mention name as syntax and you leave it. In the interview, if they ask, you can tell the syntax of the difference. Got it, clarity? Any doubts? Any doubts? Can I proceed to the next topic? So next topic, let's see about a arrays concept. Have you seen arrays concept? No, right? Up to that. Means you have prepared. That's good. Okay. Let's see. Now, see, before understanding array, what is an array? Let's try to understand why the array concept came into picture. Okay. So assume that I want to store the marks of a student. Then what I'll do? I'll tell here as int a is equals to 95. Okay, 95. Have anyone scored 95 till now? Right? Good. Right? So assume that like this I'll store the marks. Now suddenly one more student's marks I want to store. I'll tell here as int b is equals to 90. Like this. One more student, I tell int c is equals to 88. Like this. Now assume that like this, I want to store 100 students' marks. Okay. Suddenly, someone will come and tell me the marks of one such student whose roll number is 68. That time what will do? Will tell, oh, A belongs to one, B belongs to second roll number, C belongs to third roll number. Like this, you have to remember. Means you have to remember each and every person variable name. है ना? हर आदमी का आपको variable. See, because roll number 1 belongs to A. 68 means what is that? After the Z will be up to Z it is 26. After that A and A B. Like this you have to remember. Is it possible for us to remember? Not possible, right? Why? Because we are very bad. We are humans. We are very bad at remembering so many variable names. So what is happening? And that too, what is the disadvantage of this one? You know, if assume that this is my RAM memory, if this is my RAM memory, how the data will stored inside this one is in the random order. Assume that in the first line you are told A is equals to 95, so A is equals to 95 is stored. In the next line only you are telling A B is equals to 98. So it may store here or it may store that is B is equals to 98. Because this there is a high possibility that when control jumps to here to here, some other things might have occupied this space. So and C is equals to 88 here. Like this, randomly data is stored wherever it finds the empty space. Got it, clarity? So this is the scenario how the data is going to be stored. If I store this in traditional way, the values are going to store. And first of all, if I want to retrieve the value, again I have to remember where, and again from one value to another value, if I want to jump, I have to randomly go. Again, I have to remember where. Otherwise, I have to remember the memory address of this one. So many disadvantages of this are available. So to overcome this one, what they did, they introduced the concept called array. Now, what is an array? You know, right? Tell me. Let's see how much you know. Array. Continuous memory allocation. Plus homogeneous elements. बस इतना है. अरे यार अरे ओके इतना ही बोला मैंने क्लास में, इतना ही बोला. Array is inbuilt class. Not array. Arrays is the inbuilt class. A-R-R-A base. Okay, in the collection. Okay, guys. I'll tell you. See, array is a collection of homogeneous elements stored in continuous memory location, having the single name where array values can be accessed by index value, where index value starts from this. What you have to tell. Now let's try to understand how do we declare an array. Very first thing here, there are n type of arrays we can create. Let's try to understand one-dimensional array. Okay, I'll tell you as in ARR is equals to new int of 3. This is how we declare an array. Okay, in Java, this is we call it as one-dimensional array. One-dimensional array. As the definition goes that array is a collection of homogeneous elements. Homogeneous means same type. Same type. Got it clarity? If you have declared an array of integer means only integers value can be stored. If you declare array of string means only string type values can be stored. If you declare array of type dog, only dog type of values you can store. Got it clarity? Remember, right? User defined array. Yes. So only what type of array you can create will create only those type of values you can store. Now I am creating an array of size 3, which is of type integer. Then I can store only integer values. So what is it I told? Array is a collection of homogeneous elements which has the single name. Now, if you go to the traditional way, that is A, B, so many names are given to store. Now, to store entire values, only single name you have given. Using single name, you can access n number of values that you have declared in an array. Understanding? Array is a collection of homogeneous elements stored in continuously memory. Now, when I declared use this approach, I told right in the RAM, A will be stored here, B will be stored here, C will be stored here. When I declare an array, what will happen? How many sizes I have declared here? 3. So, what will happen? It will find in the RAM, it will find the memory space which has 3 continuously memory locations. Empty. Okay. And what will happen? A will be stored here, B will be stored here, C will be stored here. Array. If normal like this, it will store randomly. If array means it will store one after one again. How much space you have declared, that much space it will find. If it find there only create an array. Assume that I want to create 3 dimensional array of size 3. Only 2 values are available. It will not store 2 here and 1 here. It will ignore this value. It will come here. It will find any array space which has 3. There only it will store. Okay, array is a collection of homogeneous element stored in continuously memory location having a single name, where array values can be accessed by index values. Index values means what? Assume that, see here, as soon as you declare right hand side part, no, so one array will be created. Okay, like this, until here as name as ARR 0, 1 and 2, 0, 0, 0. Like this, array will be created in the memory. Why? Because having a single name. And here, since new keyword I am using, array will be created in a heap memory. And we know, right, in the heap memory, any variable which is created will be automatically initialized by JVM with the help of default value. For integer, default value is what? 0. So what will happen? As soon as you create an array like this, so default value zeros will be allocated. Okay. Now suddenly will come and someone tell me the marks of a student whose roll number is 3. Now tell me it starts from 0 means roll number 3 means it is 2. So directly you can tell here as system.out.println ARR of 2. You'll get a, now let him tell roll number of 100 students. You just tell 100 minus 199, you'll get the 100 students. Anywhere let him ask, you just need to subtract by minus 1, you'll get his or roll number. Now when come to this one like this, then we need to remember multiple names here in array. Only one single name, ARR is sufficient. But here, every student value you need to access, you need to declare the variable name. Am I clear? So this is how your array looks like. Okay, when you declare any array, it is going to store the create an array in this format. Is it clear? Where you can store here only integer value, here also integer value. Why? Because you have declared array which is of type integer. Am I clear? And how do we identify array? Means if you see this square braces here, anywhere in the Java, if you see square braces, you should identify it as an array. Now remember, public static void main string of args, where in the after main method name I used to write here as string of args. Like this, we used to write this is a array only. Why? Because square braces are this array is of type string. Means in this array I can store a string data. In this array I can store what? Integer data. Clear? कैसे समझ आ रहा है? Okay. Take down the heading as array. Heading as an array. Online students, any doubts? Please do let me know. Feel free to ask the questions. How much questions you will ask, that much knowledge you will gain. Please do ask the questions. Heading array done. Write down below that array is a collection of array is a collection of array is a collection of homogeneous elements. Homogeneous elements. Homogeneous elements stored in a continuously memory location. Stored in a continuously memory location. Having single name. Having a single name. Where where array values can be accessed by array elements can be accessed by where array elements can be accessed by index values. The battery is low. What does it mean? Why battery? Yeah, one battery. Yeah. Okay, quickly take this refresh. That is what I told. Huh? Array में कहाँ तक बोला था? Find by index values, where index value starts from 0. Where index value starts from 0. Start from 0. Copy this one. I'll get one more phone. ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬೆಳ್ಳಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿದೆ. ये टेस्टर है ना? Done. You have copied this one, right? Online students, done. Okay. Now, when you declare an array, what will happen? Like this array will be created like this. How much memory you will tell, that much memory space will be allocated automatically. Inside this, you want to store the values. First, to store the values, there are different ways. Okay. First way, a normal traditional way, that is, I'll tell you as I want to store value in this zeroth index. Okay. Then I'll tell ARR of, I'll tell here as zeroth index. Inside this, you store the value 10. Got the clarity? You want to store the value here. Then you will tell ARR of in the first index, that is 20. Then you will tell ARR of 2 in this index, you store the value 30. Then what will happen? ARR of 0, here it will go, and 0 will be overridden by 10. And 1, 0 will be overridden by 20, and 0 will be overridden by 30. Got the clarity? How to store the values in an array. Now, same way, you want to retrieve the values or print the array values, then normal traditional way, you need to tell it as system.out.println until ARR of 0. I'll tell system.out.println ARR of 1. Okay, I'll write system.out.println ARR of 2. So what will happen? Control will go to array, okay, in which zeroth index, whatever the value is there, that value will be printed. So output of this one will be 10, 20, and 30 will be printed. Clear? Yes. Shall I execute and show you this one? Yes, sir. No. अरे बदलो यार, हाँ? One dimensional array. क्या? अरेस अभी नहीं, बाद में आएगा, बहुत लास्ट में आएगा, छोड़ दो अभी तक उनको भी नहीं आया हुआ. ठीक है. अभी वो अरेस आपको दिखा दूंगा ना, ये अरे आप पढ़ोगे नहीं इसलिए. Okay, so I'll share my screen. Screen visible? Okay, I'll create a project now. I'll tell Java project and I'll tell VJS FS23. Okay, click on next and finish. Project has been created inside this one. I'll create a package. I'll tell com dot vjs dot array. Okay, and finish. Inside this one, I'll create a class. Class name, I'll give it as something called pgm1, and main method is required. I'll click on finish, and main method has been created over there. Now, what I'll do, I'll declare an array. I'll tell something called new int. I'll tell size 3 and declare this is of type ARR is equal to, where ARR is nothing but of type integer. So array has been created. Now what I'll do, I would like to store the, first I would like to print the values. I'll tell sys out. Okay, I'll tell ARR of 0. Similarly, I'll tell ARR of 1 and 2. So what should be the output of this program now? 1, 2, 3.
0, 0, 0.
Zeros will be printed. Why? Because default values will be allocated. So I'll tell run the program, and you can see here zeros are getting printed. Means what I told is correct, right? So next what I'll do, I would like to store the values. I'll tell ARR of 0. I would like to store the values 10. Similarly, I'll tell here as 1 and 2, and here I'll store the value 20 and 30. Now what is the output? 10, 20 and 30 should be printed. I'll run the program, and you can see here, am I getting as expected values, sir? Yes? Okay. You have copied this one? Please copy. First program, you just copy. Your friends are like, आएंगे हाँ क्यों नहीं करते आएंगे ना Done? Online students completed?
Yes, sir.
Online. Guys, done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if you see this way, if you try to write a code in this way, it is really not acceptable. Why? Because here, if you're writing the code in this way, it's not acceptable. Why? Because assume that I here to store the 3 values, I've written 3-line statement. If I create 100 means array of size 30, then what I should do? I should write 30 lines to store the values and 30 lines to print them. If you see this code properly, it is nothing but a same thing is repeated again and again. Only thing is that values is getting changed and index values is getting changed. And apart from that, everything is same. So we know that we have a looping statement. If we can use, if we want to perform the same task again and again. So what we'll do, instead of writing the code in this way, we'll start writing the code in looping statement. So let's try to use the looping statement, store the values in this array, and using looping statement, let's print the values from this array. Okay, so what I do to store the values, what is the size of an array now? 3, right? 3, right? Okay, I'll tell you as for int I is equal to 0. Why 0, sir? Why not 1? Because index value starts from 0. Better, right? So I tell I is equal to 0, I less than 3 until I plus plus. Why less than 3 means it should go up to 2 only. Size is 3 means 3 minus 1 is 2. So this condition is valid. So until here as now what I should do here is what is that ARR? Now what is the same thing repeated? ARR of and open square braces until ARR of open square braces. Now, if you see properly, initially it will be 0, after that it will be 1, and here it will be 2. The same thing, every looping statement, the same thing is getting changed. That is, first initially I value will be 0, next looping statement I value will be 1, next looping statement I value will be 2. So instead of that 0, 1, 2, 3, I'll put the I value. Okay, and what is that? Close and equal to, I'll keep it as it. Close and equal. Now, here instead of me hard coding the values, I'll collect the value from the user with the help of a scanner object reference until scan dot next method, next int method, because integer. So what will happen? Let's try to understand this code now. So initially, control will come to this place. What will happen? I value is equal to 0. Okay. Now tell me, is 0 less than 3? True or false? True. Control will come here and it is telling ARR of I. I value is what? 0, right? So ARR of 0. Whatever the user is telling, let me tell user is 10. So what will happen? In ARR of 0, 10 will be stored here. Okay, after that I value will be implemented, I value will become 1. I value is now 1. Now tell me, is 1 less than 3? It will come here, ARR of I. I value is 1 means ARR of 1. Inside that, let user tells 20. So what will happen? ARR of 1, 20 will be stored. Again, I value will be implemented, I value will become 2. Now tell me, is 2 less than 3? Will come here, ARR of 2 is equals to 30 and ARR of 2 is equals to 30 will be stored. After that, again it will come, I value will be incremented, I value will become 3. Now tell me, is 3 less than 3? No, right? Pakka, right? So it will come out of the form. So same way what happened? Instead of me writing 3 lines, and we can do it in the form. Let it be size 3 or 330 or 300 or 3000. Everything can be stored by using just one formula. Then you need not to write the same code again and again. Clear? To print the values also what we will do? We'll make use of a for loop only for int I is equal to 0, I less than 3, until I plus plus, and here I'll tell system dot out dot println ARR of I. That's it. If I value is 0, it will print ARR of 0. Again, I loop will be implemented, mesh loop will be implemented, I value will be implemented. That's what will happen. ARR of I 1 and ARR of I is equal to 2. This will be printed. Clear? Understanding? Am I going fast? All right. Kushi, samajh aaya? Okay, let me execute and show you this one. Okay, so array size also, let's decide during runtime. Let me collect array size also from the user. I'll tell new, is my screen visible? I'll tell new scanner. I'll tell system dot in. I'll create a reference as scan. Okay, I'll ask the user to enter the size. I'll tell enter the array size. Okay, I'll tell int size is equals to scan dot next in. So whatever the user size will mention, I'll pass the variable as size here. Clear? Whatever the user says size, that will be created here. Next, what I'll do, I'll create a for loop. I'll tell for index of, I'll tell, see guys, here, if you see in the screen, I've used one variable called ARR dot length. What is that ARR dot length means? It will give, it is a inbuilt, what is that? Enum. It is going to provide you the size of a array. Okay, size of an array automatically. You need not to mention 3 or 4 or 5. It will automatically take whatever the size is there. So ARR of user tell 10, so it will tell 10 here. Okay, I'll tell ARR of I is equals to scan dot next int. Let me give a message here as enter array elements. Okay, and next what I'll do, I'll print it. I'll tell sys out array elements are okay. Next what I'll do, I'll make use of a for loop and I'll print the array elements as ARR of I. Am I clear, guys? So what is happening here? First, I'll collect the array size. If user tell 10 here and array of size 10 will be created here. Okay. Next, in this loop, I'll collect the values and store. And in this loop, I'll print the values which are stored in an array. So let me run here. Tell me the size of an array. I'll tell 5. Okay. Now tell me some elements. I'll tell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you see here? Array elements are clear? Understood, guys? Okay, copy first. Please let me know if you have any questions. Fine, guys. Completed online students. Online, guys, completed. Okay, guys, fine. Let's wind up our session here. That will be sufficient for now. So I'll see you guys on Monday. From Monday, please let's attend class on time and quickly finish the syllabus. Okay. Thank you, guys. Then I'll see you guys in the next class. Bye.